G'day, g'day.
Hey guys.
What's going on, MUTAGENTS?
What's going on, Mutagents? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 14 of the Mutagents live stream. We're getting up there, man. 14 episodes.
Running out of fingers.
Solid.
No. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate you joining us. Excited for a fun episode this evening, talking all things TMNT 2, The Secret of the Ooze, a little bit of movie talk, a little bit of TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze figure talk, and a little bit of trivia, courtesy of our man Dean. So before we get into all that, I want to say g'day to people in the chat. But before I do that, I want to say g'day to you guys. How you doing?
Good.
Very good, man. Awesome.
Pumped?
What an exciting topic. Probably the best movie out of the franchise. Probably for most people. So come on,
dude. Objectively speaking, that's a big call. But
it is.
When we get into Secret of the Ooze, we'll talk sort of personal feelings and personal memories and where we think it stacks up. But I mean, I think objectively speaking, that's maybe I don't know. That's an arguable thing, but in terms of like personal nostalgia and memories, quite possibly for me, I would put it there. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting episode.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's rip in. But before we do, let's say g'day to everybody in the chat. We've got a bunch of people tuning in early, which is awesome. Always, Johnny's in there first. Hey, Johnny.
Always. How are you, Johnny, mate?
Well, we've got Mrs. Insane in the Toy Brain watching
Hello,
along.
Monique.
Hey, Monique. We've got a man, Scree.
Yo,
G'day, Scree.
What's going on, bud?
We've got Nate.
Nate,
fresh off a wicked op shop score.
I know. That was probably the best op shop find this year from anyone.
I don't know, man. You had a pretty good one this year, but that's definitely... I mean, look, I'm not much of a Star Wars or Star World as it was advertised in the op shop guide, but I mean...
Oh, that's so good.
How good is it? But I respect
no wonder I picked it up.
Yeah, but I respect an op shop score. Hey, Ian. Thanks for
bud. How are you?
G'day, Jewel.
Ooh.
Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, Maddie.
Sorry I missed you again, Jules. I swear to God, Jules, we haven't seen each other for a year at a con. I never run into her.
Yeah, I think I ran into Jewel at like the previous Penrith in May, but definitely not in Newcastle. I can't recall if Jewel was in Newcastle, and definitely not a couple of weeks ago.
No.
Fast Noodle. Our
Hey,
Q buddy from Collecticon, mate. I'm glad we had the opportunity to say g'day to you out the front of Penrith. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Adam, speak of the devil, Adam, we were just chatting about you before we went live because that eBay item that you sent me a link to has just arrived, and I was just telling the boys how stoked I am about that. We've got the
Message me, Adam. Message me.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta say, like, Adam is really good with like, dude, check this out. Like he's got an eBay on eBay, and I love that.
I love it.
Hey, Nick.
There you go, Nick.
Nick, how are you, buddy? There we go. Stream's over.
G'day, Sean.
Sean.
And I think that brings it. Oh, no, hang on. We got Jonathan all the way from Canada. G'day, John. Hope you're doing well, mate. We got Phil.
Yeah, they're still trickling in.
Appreciate that, Fast Noodle, man. It was awesome to meet you as well. G'day, Phil. Hope you're doing well, pal. And yeah, we definitely need to catch up, Jill. I mean, listen, I was like a quick hour and a half in and out at the last Collecticon. I didn't really muck around, so next time round I'll definitely take my time more and hope to catch up. But yeah, Adam, appreciate that, mate. And that brings us up to date. Obviously, we'll check in on the chat, and we will, we'll say g'day to people as they pop in and out and have questions or comments or anything like that.
How are you, Scott?
I'm doing well, man. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm not even going to bullshit. I am a touch hungover today, which is very unlike me for a Monday. I hate not being 100% on a Monday, but I got a mate visiting from the States at the moment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, well, dude, I mean, I'm fucking trying to get myself right again. Don't get me wrong. I'm not I'm holding it together, but yeah, bigger Sunday than I usually like to do. But that's all right. We press on. We're professionals here.
Must have been a main event.
Yeah, but no, I've been, look, better than sitting here TMNT and Secret of the Ooze with you and all the fun folks in the chat than just hibernating on the couch. So it's happy days. But yeah, we've got a fun episode on deck, and hopefully one that everybody in the chat gets involved in because obviously we're going to be talking about our thoughts on the movie, TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze. And obviously we've got some trivia as well, Deano. So I'm assuming when it comes to trivia, like we'll get the chat involved as well, and maybe
yeah,
they can,
100%. So
they can show Dan and I.
It's all about the Secret of the Ooze movie. So yeah, put your thinking caps on. It's not that easy. I did try to build it, but yeah, I want to give time for the chat to actually have a go. So I have to be a bit careful about my memories and my thoughts of the TMNT because I don't want to give away too many answers that I put into the trivia. So,
it's funny, mate. I was thinking about that, like, because I actually watched the movie last night when I got home, and granted, I was 3 sheets to the wind as we've discussed. So, it wasn't necessarily like,
That's awesome.
super detail oriented in my viewing, but I was thinking about things about like comments I want to make and thoughts I had while watching, and it's like, man, I don't want us to just be chatting about the movie and we're like stealing Dean's thunder on some of these trivia questions. When it comes to actors or moments or.
Doesn't matter.
But let's rip into it.
Awesome.
Secret of the Ooze. First of all, see, I'll just say this. Like, I think objectively speaking, from my perspective, my own subjective opinion, but trying to take a little bit of the nostalgia and emotional connection out of it. If I watch the first film and the second film, I think I grade the first film as a high, as a better movie. But my nostalgia is stronger with the second movie because with the first movie, like that came out in 1990, I don't really remember looking forward to that coming out. Like it was almost like by the time I was stuck into Turtles, the first movie was kind of already just hitting. But with Secret of the Ooze, I can't say this with certainty, but I'm pretty sure I saw that at the cinema. Like I remember being excited to see that movie. I remember promotion before it came out. So it's a bit of a different relationship with it because it's not just about like, oh, it's here and I watch it and I love it. It's almost like I'm looking forward to it. Then I see it and then I've got some things I love, but some things that I'm like, oh, well, why didn't we have certain characters in there, which we'll talk about. But yeah, I love it. I mean, what are your guys' memories of that first film? Was it at the cinema? Was it eagerly awaiting it at the video store?
I'll just say hi to Toss and Stardom, who's jumped in. I don't remember Toss and Stardom. So hello,
everyone.
Welcome if it's your first time.
Toss and Stardom, g'day.
If you love turtles, you're in the right place. We weren't a big family of going to the movies. We did a lot of rentals and a lot of like my parents, my dad buying VHS tapes when they came out.
Dude, that's an expensive pastime in 1991 to be buying VHS at the retail store.
My dad is actually quite sad because JB Hi-Fi close to us has just said that they'll stop selling media. So completely,
that sucks.
Gone. But so I have to admit, I don't really remember that much about movies coming out and being hyped for that movie. It was just, hey, look, there's a new Turtles movie, and we had it at home, so Dad would have bought it, or we would have rented it, and that's how we saw it. But there must have been a lot of advertisement. I just probably wasn't focusing on it. I just love the cartoon, so I think that's where my draw was taken.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? Like, because you're a couple of years younger than us.
I'm 2 years younger than his boys. So
yeah. So like, I mean, I barely remember Secret of the Ooze before it came out. Like, I do remember being in anticipation of it. But I mean, do you remember that or not really?
So I do remember I had the actual clamshell VHS of the 1990 movie. So I watched that, and when you think about it, I was only like 5 or 6. So it probably was a bit dark for me at that day age.
Yeah.
But actually no, I was only 4.5. So I might have got that a bit later actually. I don't know the timeline of it, but for me as a kid, Secret of the Ooze was probably because it was a more fun movie. I found it, I really enjoyed it more, where now as an adult, I'd probably choose number one over it. But yeah, it's like when you're a kid, I just found it a more fun movie, and it was probably the one I had more memories of watching. So it's definitely a more kid-friendly movie.
Yeah, I was about to say the nostalgia hits me more because of the kid-friendly aspects of that movie, the lighthearted, the
all
funniness,
the quirky jokes and that, like it's
But what a movie! Like I just remember the ooze part, the poster, and just seeing the green ooze, and that to me was amazing. I thought that was really, really cool.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I should have got it off the wall, but I've got a vintage cinema poster that was repurposed for a video store. Coming to video in November, dudes. Is like the tagline on it. But yeah, look, definitely a lighter tone, a more colorful sort of like, what would you call it? Like color grading. Like the color grading on the film it's lighter, it's less gritty. Obviously very toned down as far as violence goes. But that's one thing that as a kid, like I don't really think I noticed as a kid watching the first film and the second film, like, oh, they don't use their weapons. I don't know if I'd really noticed that.
They don't use them at all.
So in the first film, there is limited use of weapons. Like they're not like make no mistake, like Leo's not like carving foot soldiers to shreds with his katanas, but there is use of weapons like more from like an impact perspective than like a bladed perspective. But when it comes to TMNT Secret of the Ooze, it's very toned down. Like there's only select instances where they actually unsheath their weapons, Donatello notwithstanding. Obviously, Donatello got free reign to just like bust heads with the bow staff. But when it comes to the others, I remember Leo taking the katana blades out to like jump up and like stick them into the ceiling to be able to boot someone in the face. I think that's the only time. There's also a scene where and this is only because I watched this last night. There's also a scene where Leo uses almost like these two like baton things to like block.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. I don't remember Mikey ever getting the chucks out.
So Mikey used sausage links.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
He
still doesn't hit anyone. He still doesn't hit anyone with him. He just twirls them. That's all you get out of it. But still, as a kid, you weren't even thinking of that. You were just enjoying it. Like they were kicking
ass. To be honest, at the start, Kino too, the original. I think he was the original Donatello, was it? I think in the first movie, he at the start when he had his little kung fu scene in the shopping mall. Yeah, like that was entertaining enough. You didn't need weapons. Like just seeing, like
honestly, like Kino for me is like one of my favorite parts of the movie. I think he's an awesome character. Like compared to the first, I feel like Casey Jones is obviously a little bit of a a little bit missed from the product, but Kino obviously fills that void as far as the human sidekick.
Imagine if they had Casey and Kino, like what he could have accomplished. He probably would have gone in and infiltrated a bit better, and it would have been cool. But,
Phil Harding, I almost certainly went to see it at a schoolmate's birthday party. Pizza and cinema was the standard for parties back then. That sounds so good.
That I do remember going to a lot of kids' parties at cinemas.
Yeah. And yes, like Sean, that's a great point, mate. Like when it comes to both the first film, and we spoke about this when we had Scree on, but also the second film, like trading cards were a really great way to like connect with the movie when you weren't able to watch it. You know what I mean? That was one of the things I really enjoyed about the first, about the first film's trading card series. Like I could only rent it from the video store so many times, but in between that to be able to trade the cards and almost like enjoy that story in the form of the cards 100%.
Yeah, agree.
And yeah, I'm with Adam here. Yeah, definitely more of a toon feel, and not just like visually, but one thing I noticed when I was watching last night was even just like the interplay between the characters is more cartoony. Like honestly, he still has some sinister moments, but Shredder in the second film to me is a little bit more like Shredder in the cartoon. Even so far as like when like Toka and Raza, and we'll get into the creatures obviously, but when Toka and Raza like are calling him mama and they're like hugging him and he's like, oh, they're babies. Like it's very, it's very like cartoon Shredder at that point.
If it was movie one, he would have just He would actually kill them.
I know we're gonna get into the monsters, but just how was that for you as a kid, thinking it was going to be Bebop and Rocksteady, your two main guys that you were?
Think that. I didn't think that in the movie as a kid. I don't know why.
I did.
Yeah,
I definitely remember just being a little bit perplexed with what are these and where is Bebop and Rocksteady?
Yeah,
like why didn't they just do them? Like,
well, it was apparently it was an Eastman and Laird decision because they were a bit upset about it getting toned down the movie, so they kind of pulled those characters from being used. So apparently, Raza and Toka are total made-up characters by pretty much the production team. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, it's quite cool that can actually happen, and then they become figures and all sorts of shit. You know, they did get in the comic book apparently too. But,
yeah. I was watching. So just when I was getting set up, I was like watching the Secret Galaxy. History of Secret of the Ooze, and I think there was a licensing drama in terms of Bebop and Rocksteady, where particularly Peter Laird sort of didn't want those characters in the film. But I think another contributing factor was the production company that produced the film didn't want Playmates just making a fortune off the back end of having Bebop and Rocksteady in the film, but it was more like if toys are made and sold based on Toka and Raza, then there would be benefit to the film's producer in that being another factor. I think there was a licensing drama as well, but
imagine a Henson creation of Bebop and Rocksteady. That would have been sick, but it would have been dope.
I do remember actually being pretty disappointed when I don't mean disappointed with the film. I love the film as a kid, but I remember being like, dude, like this would have been so cool if we had Rocksteady and Bebop. You know what I mean? Like, and just imagine, to your point, Dan, like I would almost love at this point in time. Like, imagine if you got to see like almost like unreleased drawings or artwork of like their concepts around like how Jim Henson Creature Works would approach Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah. Or if they even started it, they could have actually started sketching and all that sort of stuff, and then got
that would have been sick.
That would have been sick. There was a couple of things that kind of got pulled from it too, because there was actually apparently a fan. I don't know if this is fan made up. How you going? That they at the end of the movie apparently like the Doctor was meant to show that he was actually a Utron. Are they called? Dean, you might know the Krangs, little alien things. Something like that. And he was meant to show that, and they thought it was going to be too freaky for the movie, so they didn't end up doing it. That could be some made up shit I just read online.
No. I don't know whether it's exactly that, Dan, but that was the secret of the Ooze. Like when in the original script, the secret of the Ooze was the fact that the Ooze was of alien origin, and I don't know whether Dr. Jordan Perry.
The comic books does orientate. It does. Yeah. So in the comic books, TGRI is run by pretty much aliens kind of thing.
Yeah. So if you watch the 2012 CGI series, they tell that whole story of the aliens, where it came from, and all that from a different perspective. So yeah.
Imagine that at the end of the movie. That would have just been. It would have been freaky to see for a young kid, but it would have been,
hell yeah.
Well, I think, that was the original plan, and that was going to set up a third film with Krang as like the big bad, which would have been mad. Like maybe it would have been difficult to do in a way that was engaging to kids without being scary, but it would have been sick just in hindsight if like those were the trilogy of films that we got, because even as a kid, and look, we're not talking about that tonight, but we will in due course. But even as a kid, I didn't particularly enjoy TMNT 3, but TMNT 2, on the other hand, obviously lighthearted, less violence, more colorful. And just going back to what we were saying, one other thing I noticed when I was watching was in the first film, the foot soldiers, although they don't really put up any competition to the turtles, when they outnumber the turtles like 10, 20 to 1, they get the better of them. But in the second film, there could be 1,000 foot soldiers and they just like don't do shit. When you get to the end, there's like when they're at the nightclub with Vanilla Ice and everything, there's like hordes of foot soldiers invading the club, and like the turtles are like doing dance moves in between, like just like taking them out with one shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are older, so they have trained more since the first film. So.
Well, it goes back to the
cartoon. Look at it.
Like the cartoon aspect of, like you say, the movie's similar to the cartoon. Like even in the scenes when they fight the foot soldiers, there might be 7 or 8 foot soldiers behind them, and only one's running in at a time.
That's
so it's
right.
kind of like a cartoon fighting scene where it's just like you could all just jump on them, and they do. Like it's seriously, when they first Raph on his own, they actually fight like they should be fighting.
Because they used to just pack on until they would just hold them down.
Yeah, they held him down. So,
but I'm with Adam here. Definitely, like I was disappointed at the time as a kid that we didn't get Bebop and Rocksteady, and even now, I would love to see how Jim Henson Productions like would have approached those two characters and how they could have looked. But in hindsight, I think Toka and Raza are some of the maybe some of the coolest things in that second film, and very sort of likable. Like although they're villains, like you can't help but sort of you don't want anything bad to happen to them. Like when Shredder's like, when Shredder tells Tatsu, like when it's revealed that they have like the intellectual ability of babies, Shredder's like to Tatsu, like have them destroyed, and like Jordan Perry's like no, like he shows them how strong they are and stuff like that. And so I mean, Toka and Raza are very much creatures of misfortune as opposed to true villains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love when in the scene where they change back at the end and you see like a snapping turtle there and a wolf in the middle of a club and no one's freaking out.
No.
Like they didn't freak out when there was mutants behind them too, but like it's like the wolf would just start slaughtering people.
I know.
It'd be crazy.
Yeah, Mikey's like, oh, look at them.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like I wouldn't be doing that.
So, what about April? So we know that April did a cast change.
We do, yeah.
For certain things. So we won't really talk about. We talked about April in the first movie. If you want to go back and watch that and hear us talk about that, but the new April. What did you think of the new April and her, just like her persona in the movie, to the original and the cartoons?
I liked it. It was hard for her to be serious because it wasn't really a serious role.
Well, I felt that she lost the whole reporter bit. She wasn't really anything to do with reporting. You didn't really know that, and it was just a bit of a comedic side character. And I know we were missing Casey on the side.
Yeah.
Did you know where Casey was? And it's not
I don't recall there being a mention of Casey, but yeah, to your point, Dean, it does feel like April had a much smaller role in this film than the first film, both in terms of like. There were some scenes that referenced her as a reporter because, there's a scene where she's interviewing Dr. Perry where her cameraman turns out to be a foot soldier and, like, obviously takes the giant dandelion and all that. And then there's the bit where she's interrogating Chief Stern because Toka and Raza have vandalized the city. And I only remember this because I watched this last night. I don't know if I would have, remembered all this otherwise, but yeah, from a reporter perspective, she seems to have less contribution. Like it's not like there's not really the investigative, aspect to it. And even like in terms of, in the first film, she had the sort of subplot with Casey. They went to her family's farmhouse and all that. Like it seemed like she propelled the plot a little bit more in the first film than the second film.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got the recasting, which as a kid, I don't remember really finding jarring in the slightest, but as an adult, it's a bit, it's not ideal. I'm never really big on recast,
Never noticed that
more hero characters.
Sorry, Dan.
There's more hero characters I find when they recast I don't know if you've ever watched Universal Soldier, but when they started recasting and not having Jean-Claude Van Damme, I was like, watching this shit no more.
Because you're watching it for it. But the fun fact, in movie 3, there's a one-liner that explains where Casey was.
Is there really?
Yeah. So it's just a quick line that says he was away doing something.
I don't remember that. Is that a trivia question, is it?
It's not a trivia question because it would have to be in the trivia for the movie 3, but spoiler. Yeah.
I have to look
I don't remember that line. It must have gone over my head at the time. What did they say?
I didn't read what it says, but it was said in the subway. So it was just a quick line about where he was.
Just a quick line to explain it all and tie that in a bow and
put the whole thing away.
Yeah. I just want to say good day to a couple of people that have popped in. Hey, Scotty. Hope you're well, mate.
How are you, Scotty?
And g'day, Zazel. Thanks for tuning in, mate.
What time's it for Scotty? Because he's States, isn't he?
Scotty's in the States. I don't know where in the States, but it would have to be
somewhere
it would have to be very early in the morning, I would imagine.
You can tell we're getting warmer because we're all in t-shirts again for another 8 months.
It's beautiful weather here.
And I love that Zazel's named his cat April. Was it Zazel? Yeah, I named my cat. Right? I named my cat April when I was a kid. That's so cool.
That's so good. Oh, dude, I'm so behind in the chat. Sorry, everybody. Adam, totally agree. Seeing an Utron in live action as a kid would have been freaky but it would have been awesome. I think.
Seeing Total Recall, that would be freaky.
And yes, talking recasts, obviously, it's notable that on the Turtle side, for Donnie, we're missing Corey Feldman. So Corey Feldman was like, what's that?
I think Casey might have the situation to what Corey had. I'm not 100% sure.
Poor Dave VTR. He's starting to freeze up now. Sorry, just back to the weather.
Old April recording over here.
We will talk about that. We will. Do we want to talk about it now? Or do we want to keep them all hanging? Yeah. We didn't plan this at all, but
no. We're chopping all over the joint from the from various points in the movie. But I mean, yeah. What did you guys make of the Vanilla Ice thing? I mean,
Well, to start with, as a kid, I didn't even know who Vanilla Ice was. It was just a catchy, fun song to enjoy. As I've gotten older, Vanilla Ice is Vanilla Ice. Does he have anything else?
But I think I discovered Vanilla Ice through Secret of the Ooze. Like I think
like you looked up more. I want to know. Like I want to listen to more Vanilla Ice.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean to your point. Like obviously, Vanilla Ice was massive in the early 90s with like Ice Ice Baby and stuff, but I don't think I was aware of him and of his music before Secret of the Ooze. I think that was like my introduction to Vanilla Ice, and then I would note that he was on the radio more and stuff like that.
Yeah, song fantastic. The dance routine was just fun as a kid, even fun as an adult. Yeah. I think you said, Scotty, the quirkiness of being able to fight all these foot soldiers while still staying in character in Congo. And what do they call it? How do they call it when they all dance the same? The words on the choreographed.
Yeah, without breaking choreography. Yeah. But one thing I noticed, like watching the nightclub scene where they're on the dance floor kicking ass, dancing, and then they're on the stage with Vanilla Ice doing their synchronized moves. Like as I'm watching that, I'm thinking like we're really only one step removed from Out of Their Shells at this point in time. Like. The Out of Their Shells musical Mutants tour is like such a punchline now to look back on it. But watching like the climax of Secret of the Ooze, it's like it's not that far removed from it. It's kind of like a natural, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think 100%. That could have been like in the viewing, say they done like a production viewing and they had brought some people in, they're viewing the movie and they see where that scene, everyone's bopping in the audience and they're enjoying it. And they're like, hold on something, we've got something
here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they could have pitched it from that, I mean,
definitely. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that happened, but I can add to your point, Dan. Like, I can absolutely see that being a thing. Like, they do test screenings, and like the test crowds respond really well to like the dancing and the Vanilla Ice bit and all that, and the shtick of kicking the foot's ass while they're on stage, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, let's just take this to the next level. So
it's definitely.
I wonder what it was like for more adult Turtle fans. Because remember, a lot of the parents of the first movie thought it was too dark after seeing it with their kids, complaining it was too dark. It was nothing like the cartoon. It was real scary. Did those people take their kids to the second one in anticipation that it'd be lighthearted? Yeah, the trailers would have shown it a little bit funnier, a little bit quirkier, even with the music and the things like that. So I don't know if there's anyone in the chat that is at that age bracket that would have seen the movie or taken someone to the movie knowing the first one was really dark and scary.
The problem is too, two types of adult fans too, comic book and the cartoon fans. So the comic book fans would have loved number one. Yeah. And got to number two and went, where's Baxter Stockman and the Mousers? You know?
Yeah.
Which kind of I heard that might have been on the grapevine for doing that, but who knows? It would have been friggin' expensive for him back then. But
I think there was. I do think there was like the earlier scripts had a plot that was built around Baxter Stockman as the main villain, because at the end of the first film, for all intents and purposes, Shredder's been killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then you've got obviously the cartoons, you know. So,
Scotty's asking. Sorry, Dan. I just want to try and catch up a little bit in the chat here. Are you guys familiar with these Saurozoic Warriors figures? Have you seen them?
Are they that last line? They're like near the end?
Oh yeah, you've got one.
These are a modern line.
No, isn't that thing you picked up from Kyle's, the bootleg?
No. That's Alma Mater's from Abyss.
Yeah.
That's SATA Masters from Abyss. Yeah, like that bootleg line. Yeah. No, Saurozoic Warriors, I've seen them on like Not Another Retro channel and stuff. They're like a modern line that's like mutant dinosaurs, like humanoid dinosaurs. I don't know. Scotty, I'm familiar with them, but yeah, no, I definitely don't have them. But yeah, a bit of a Dinosaurs vibe for sure.
I'll have a look at that. Sounds cool.
I will.
I'm just going to skip down. Phil's asking, why was April recast? Are you guys familiar with that?
Oh, I think she was. Rumors. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors.
The yellow suit in the start, she was bitching and moaning about that. Never got to wear it. And then there was another rumor where, like, apparently she was complaining a lot for the turtles, so the guys in the suits.
Yeah,
so she was complaining and wanted them to get like looked after a bit better.
Yeah, WHS.
I don't know if you guys knew it about number two. I only found out last night when I was looking up some stuff. The suits in number two had no visual; they could not see out of them. So, because of the first movie, they had the mouth stitched up.
Yeah.
So, what they would do is they'd play a scene without their headgear on and just keep reversing that scene, and then boom, put the headgear on, try to do it, and at the same time, they had like a puppeteer talking to them through the headset. And yeah, that's how they did that whole movie. Like, it took like 30 takes each scene. It was
right.
It was pretty crazy. So
I
heard that, but yeah.
Just hit on Adam's last comment he put on, and it's pretty much on point with what the actual actress has said. April was recast because she was difficult, and yeah, there was a bit of that, and they just didn't take it back then. It was just too easy to recast and worry about getting someone's feelings in order back in the 90s.
There was another rumor where she thought it was too violent, so then I couldn't understand why number two. Like, why didn't they just cast it for number two then? Because it wasn't as violent.
Difficulty.
Who knows? Could have been money. Could have been anything.
There's a lot of rumors around that they want to get her back in some respect for the new Ronin movie, which is going to be R-rated and all that. So
she is really in the community due to Fog. I've seen her like do some talk like this sort of stuff, live streams and stuff. So
I think that'd be really fun. Turtles is one of the only franchises that doesn't have a lot of like cameos in that, because who are you going to have? Casey, April. That's about it.
Guys, I'm sorry to everyone in the chat that I'm missing. I do want to say sorry to hear about Scotty's area being wiped out by a cyclone. That is not good, man. I hope I hope you're faring all right there, mate. But yeah, that's intense.
That is intense.
Man, we're lucky in Australia for getting that.
Yeah, we don't get cyclones, but we have started having, and we've been feeling earthquake
Mm.
We've been
Really?
getting. We don't really get earthquakes, so we've had 2 or 3 now in the past. I know off total topic, but yeah, two or 3 in the past year, and that's just like mind-boggling.
That's So John, that's cool. So you saw all 3 at the theater.
That's a memory you want to have.
Yeah, definitely.
But
except for the third one, maybe.
That'll be a major like fun topic when we cover that third movie. Like, it's just so different.
Yeah, be different sort of chat for sure. I mean, do you like it, Dan?
So since we are talking about number 2, I love number 2 as a kid, not so much as an adult. And number 3,
really?
I like more as an adult, not so much as a kid. Number 2, like I may as well get into it because we're talking about it. Number 2, I love the start of it, like all the way until about mid-movie, and then I thought it was just rushed. Like, what really shit me about it? Super Shredder changes at the end. All of a sudden, suits can mutate too, but whatever, could have happened a little bit differently. But then kills himself. You know, there's no fight scene or anything. It was just rushed ending, I found. So now as an adult, but as a kid, loved it to death. You know, like it's. Yeah.
I've learned to just grow and enjoy what we have, because there hasn't been great Turtles after the third one, movie wise.
Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it.
Yeah,
but it's just
I love the nostalgic feel.
Ah, shit, yeah. But I do like. I like number 3. It's funny. It's got a okay storyline.
Yeah.
But the turtle suits are, I reckon, what ruins it. And if they had better turtle suits, I reckon it would have been a bit better movie.
For the third movie?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, the suits are terrible looking.
We've got Dimension X joining us.
Hello, buddy. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in. Super Shredder's one thing we haven't really talked about. I definitely, having watched it last night, I definitely agree with Dan that like the reveal of Super Shredder is awesome and it's a fun little finale to the film, but the complete non-event of a battle with Super Shredder is definitely, you know, especially as an adult, it's kind of disappointing. Like, you know, Shredder uses that last vial of Ooze to mutate himself. And the other thing that's kind of interesting in Secret of the Ooze, and maybe in the movie franchises in general, is like the Ooze doesn't actually mutate you with an animal. It just makes whatever form you're in, it just makes you monstrous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's obviously you know, sort of a slight difference compared to other you know, to other touch points in the franchise. But I thought Super Shredder looked awesome. Like the casting was great. This hope I'm not stealing the thunder on trivia. Am I? Okay,
no.
I just
we were going to touch on things anyway. You don't know what the trivia is, so just talk.
Okay, but obviously, you know, wrestler Kevin Nash, Diesel as you know, Adam collects and I know and love, and also Matt from Keep On Collecting. He obviously played Super Shredder. Yeah, he's 6'10", close to 7 foot. I think the casting was great. I think the outfit looked awesome. The Super Shredder, like not just the helmet, but the full like integrated mask. Why the Ooze mutates his outfit, I don't know, but I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, like just to Dan's point, the lack of a battle, the lack of any real climactic battle with Super Shredder, I think is something that lets the film down when you look at it through adult eyes.
Yeah,
but I loved it as a kid. Who am I kidding? Especially once I found out that like a wrestler that I loved played Super Shredder.
Yeah, I think if they went back, like say if they lost the fight with, well, Shredder lost the fight there, went back, took the mutagen, turned into it, then came back at him for a fight scene. It was, that would have been cool, you know. But it was just, I felt that was really rushed, that scene, you know. But then I did hear a rumor that he was actually, Super Shredder was casted to someone else that passed away, and Kevin Nash was doing a wrestling show in the town where they were filming at the time, and that's how he got the role. So I don't know if that's why that scene was more rushed. I don't know. It would have been cool to see a fight scene, but
Now, Scotty's talking about like budget constraints. So, one thing I found quite interesting is, from what I understand, and if I don't know if I'm remembering this exactly correctly, but the second film definitely had a higher budget than the first film. I think it might have been twice the budget. And you can tell from a production standpoint, it's just it feels like they're both independent films, but like it feels like less of that indie look. And obviously, I'm sure Vanilla Ice at that point in time, would have had a hefty fee and stuff like that. Not to mention licensing of music and stuff like that. But I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know if I'd necessarily look at those two films and think, oh yeah, like Secret of the Ooze was a much bigger budget. Like, I don't know that the final product feels that way.
13 million for the first film, updated to 25 million for the second.
But a lot of that could get eaten up in promotion too. So promoting that film probably got promoted a lot more harder. So
because it was Turtle Mania at that time. It was insane.
Did the Shredder have a cereal? Or are these or is this a joke?
I know the Turtles did.
Look, he probably did. He probably did.
Yeah.
They had everything.
The Turtles were on everything, exactly. Big sexy Kevin Nash tried to take his helmet home and was told he wouldn't get paid if they didn't find it, so he went to his boot, took it out, and gave it back. That's awesome.
Wow!
Now how much did he get paid? Because that would have been cool to weigh the odds.
They made it in a hotel room too. I remember like reading a thing where the casting, they just shoved 2 straws up his nose and poured it in the hotel room. Yeah,
that's right.
It was like crazy.
Yeah,
but
hey, buddy.
I found out last night I found out interesting.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, no need to apologize, my friend. Also, your package arrived today. Thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. But so yes, get out of yeehaw. But sorry, mate, fire away.
Scotty's
so like found out last night that 2 of the Turtles, it was either it might have been Raphael and Donatello's characters in the suit, the ones that weren't voice characters, they were actually in the cartoon dinosaurs too. So were Robbie and his sister.
Yeah,
so, I had no clue about that, but it's not like I was looking into that as a kid,
Was it the voice?
I find that interesting as a kid. Sorry,
the voice actor or the puppeteer, the person in the suit?
I think it might have been the puppeteer. It could have been the voice actor, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I have heard that though. I have heard the connection between TMNT 2 and dinosaurs.
I never knew about it
because there was the person in the suit, the puppeteer, doing the mask, and then the voice.
And the voice, and then
as well.
Some of the Turtles had stunt doubles too. Because I remember that Mark Cassio, he wanted to do his own backflips or something. They said no to him, but he ended up doing it or something. I remember
100%.
But he was an Olympic athlete, so why wouldn't you?
No, for sure. Should we talk figures?
I think
we've been going for about 45. Or before we move on, were there other aspects of the film that any of you guys, that either of you guys wanted to chat about before we switch?
Out of 8 pizza slices. What do we?
Oh man,
what's the film?
I love. If we're talking that film out of those 3 films, I'd have to go like a 10. It's my favorite film out of the 3.
10 out of 8.
Yeah.
10 out of 8.
Shit, that's a pie and a quarter.
I love it. I love the poster. I love the artwork. I just love it, and it's all nostalgic. Like I don't watch a lot of movies with like my adult eyes picking away at everything. Like you notice it, but I still try to enjoy it from that aspect from when I really enjoyed it. So yeah,
100%, Dave. 100%.
Yeah, no, Dave. We were talking about that, mate. Yeah, the sort of look and feel of it, the toned down violence, the lower use of weapons, Shredder and the foot being less menacing. Yeah, it's definitely a tone shift. And although as an adult collector, as someone who, like all of us, loves these characters and the stories, there's a little bit of underwhelming feelings in that. As a kid, I absolutely loved it, and these boys did too. So
how many pizza points you got there, Scotty?
Oh, dude. I mean, well, you know what? I'm going to say it like this. When we watched the first film, or when we spoke about the first film, when we were talking about our thoughts on the first film, like I said that I literally couldn't improve it if I had the power to. Like, I wouldn't change anything. With the second film, I would change things. So I can't give it 8 out of 8 because there's things in it that I thought you could just make some little changes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean this in like a totally like non-sadistic way, but I like the violence in action movies. You know what I mean? And this is an action movie to its core. So I would like more violence. I would like more use of weapons. I would like greater consequences to fights. But so, you know, there's things that I would change about it, but easy 7 slices, 7 out of 8, because, and that's on nostalgia, just because it's such a special movie to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it might look, if you take away all the wrestling tapes that I've rented, it might be the most rented tape of my childhood is TMNT 2. So yeah. What about you, Dan?
I'd probably be at 7 too, for the fact of I loved the movie as a kid. I thought it was one of the greatest movies ever. Number 1 hits me a lot harder these days as an adult, but last night, I watched it on Saturday night, and on Saturday day, I enjoyed it, but I did want to change some things.
Yeah.
But then I looked at the aspects of it was still a great turtle movie. We got 2 figures out of it that we probably wouldn't have got if it wasn't done. And
3 figures.
You got a turtle trilogy, so you got to love them. You got to love them all, really. So it's a 7, and it's only for those things that, like you mentioned, I wouldn't have changed anything from number 1, but number 2, it just need to be a bit longer.
It's a short movie. That's the thing. It's an hour 28. It's an hour 28 with all the credits. Like it's it's an 80-minute movie. So yeah, to your point, I think that final scene with Super Shredder could have been made a little bit longer, a little bit more climactic to fill it out into a full 90-minute feature length, and that would have been good. G'day, Ends. No need to apologize, my friend. I hope you're doing all right, mate. No sweat.
Hey, bud.
Appreciate you popping in and saying g'day, though, mate.
So all right. Well,
I do want to say one more thing that I just remembered, and it's only because I watched it last night. So, although it's lighthearted and it's cartoony and it's slapstick, it does actually still have a bit of a heart to it in terms of the revelation that of where the ooze came from. The fact that the TGRI ooze was just a complete, almost like a workplace, almost like the outcome of a workplace accident. And, that scene of Jordan Perry telling the turtles about where the ooze came from and how it came in contact with them in the sewers. And Donatello especially being like, I thought we were special. I thought there was something more to us. So, that's one thing I just wanted to, finish on, is that there is a little bit of substance to the movie in that regard. To Yeha's point, yes, it's cheesy. Yes, it's cartoony. Yep. But, it does have some like I said, a heart to it in terms of the discovery of the origin of the turtles, and then being like, there's got to be something more to it. And Splinter being like, well, don't let the story of your origin make you feel a certain way about like the value of yourself today. You know what I mean? And there's something to be said for that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm doing trivia first next time.
Oh, it's all right. We'll still have fun with it. We'll still have fun with it. So let's pivot over to some figures. As Dan mentioned, one of the things that we have to love Secret of the Ooze for is that, above and beyond the film itself, is that it spawned some classic Playmates figures. 3 in particular. A lot more than that, because we spoke previously, when we spoke about the first film, we spoke about the Movie Stars TMNT figures. And obviously the Movie Stars TMNT figures were released on the back of Secret of the Ooze, but we've already spoken about them. So we'll focus on the Secret of the Ooze specific characters. Who wants to kick it off?
You're up, Scotty. And when you're ready, just share screen after you've talked about it. Not yet.
Share my screen? Like as in make me big, or do you want to share something on yours?
No, you go big and talk about the figure, then we'll just share it and I'll show some photos.
So 3 figures, three original characters in figure form that came from the second film. I've got one of them in Toka, the mutated snapping turtle. A pretty awesome figure. Not the best of the trio that we're going to look at. And the reason I say that is because the only, and big shouts to Dean for pointing this out, the only original parts to this figure are the arms and the head. It is very much a reuse of the earlier Slash. So same torso, same legs, right down to the shell on the back. Even the same weapons. I've got different ones in their hands, obviously, but the exact same 4 weapons repurposed in black for Slash.
Don't you just love that we're 40 years old and we just figured that out today?
I know. I know. There you go. But with that said, I do really like Toka and his buddy that Dean will show you, Raza. Like, I do think by 1991 standards, these are movie accurate figures, of course, by 1991 standards. More so Raza than Toka, just like I said, because of the reused parts. I think if I was going to improve this figure, I'd give him original weapons and I'd give him the more aggressive spiked shell that he had in the film. Like the spikes on his shell in the film are ridiculously over the top. And it just doesn't quite have that same effect here. But I think the head sculpt's awesome. I think the colors are great. In the film, Raza had a weapon. He had a shield. Toka had no weapons, I don't believe. So, there's no real weapons seen on the screen to bring to life in figure form, but still a very cool figure.
Yeah, I love that figure. Had it as a kid. Just loved it. Never put the 2 and 2 together with Slash, as I said.
Did you have Slash as a kid?
No, that's probably why.
Yeah. See, I didn't have Toka or Slash as a kid, but I would have loved him. So
I knew about the weapons as an adult, but I didn't know about the body. I don't know how I didn't see it either, but it's definitely the same figure.
G'day, Simon.
The other fun fact with that is he came out with brown highlights instead of grey. So there is a slight variant out there if you're one of those people that like to catch them all.
So what's this?
That looks like the grey. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't done research to find out where is the highlights, but I'm assuming the grey would be brown.
Maybe like around his eyes and mouth?
Possibly.
It might have been a Euro weapon pack too, like blue weapons.
Oh, and probably like the elbows and wrists. That all looks fairly grey. So, yeah. That brown version, I don't know that I've seen that before. That's pretty cool.
But if you share your screen, we're just going to have a look at the card backs if you share my screen. Wait.
I can only see the trivia screen.
Oh, I'm going to share my whole screen. Can I do that? Share that. Can you see that?
I appreciate that, Scree. I sure can. That's nice of you to say, Scree. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, I love the way they packaged him in this. They had to turn the head.
Yeah, the movie stars card backs are awesome. They are some of the cooler card backs for sure.
Yeah, so I love, like Dan said, you can see his legs up in crazy positions, like just to fit him in the pack. He is a bulky figure.
Shit, yeah, he's got some hair.
And then the back of the card. Are you seeing that at a good size?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I just thought we might start looking at the card art and that as well as we do some of these figure spotlights. So, yeah.
I like it.
What's the sign say that Raf's holding?
The sign say that
Raf's holding on the card back.
How much is the figure?
On the front.
Yeah.
As seen in the Turtles 2 movie, Secret of the Ooze.
That's awesome. But I love the dressing room mirror, like light globes around the card back. That's sick.
Yeah. It's awesome. So
Let's go.
All right. So, as Scotty said, I'll show mine.
Yep. Let me make you this time.
And I've got his counterpart off Cider, the 1991 Raza figure. So, Mutated Wolf is him. Again, had this as a kid, loved it. Loved having Bebop, Rocksteady, Tokoro, and Raza all together, having a bit more villains in the group. I had to write them down because I couldn't remember the name. But you got the skull shattering staff. Something if you're a collector, you'll always find.
Yeah, mine's missing.
Jaws always, because it just pops off so easy. So still lucky to have that
articulation and accessories is just like next level. I like that.
100%. So his shield, rest in peace, Turtles. That is graveyard shield. I feel like they didn't go too crazy with the names of these, which they've done with accessories in the past. Like they literally got a staff, a shield, and then this is a spider, and it's a hook.
It has
a grappling hook,
grappling hook. So it's a spider hook. That's its name. So definitely didn't get too crazy with, naming it. But yeah, Razar's awesome. He's got all these little, what do you call it, armor pieces. I've broken one of mine off.
Oh no!
I still got it. I just don't like gluing things back on, so that's all right. And he's got his chest plate here. Now with Raza, you've also got a variant of him.
He's got the variant,
here, and that is his nose. So if you have a look at his
I didn't know that chest piece come off. Wow.
Yeah, neither did I. I'm on the hunt for that. I need that.
The outfit that you're missing out on with it on.
I know. Actually, kind of makes me think about not looking for it. But yeah, you can see his nose. The variant in there is the red nose that came out of him with him.
It's not just the nose; it's also his eyes.
His eyes are red, but you lose the black mascara.
Yeah, that's that's what I meant. Like it's almost like eyeliner, or whatever. Yeah.
So yeah, I like the more common one. So that's your
same. I like that one.
That one not super hard to get, but
the head looks Galaxy Warriors bootleg sort of paint.
Dan, we've got a challenge for you.
Could you 3D No, I'd leave the chest off. I actually like having the two. I reckon that's kind of cool.
Now that you said it, I kind of like it with it off, like that representation.
Because I didn't know he would be that detailed underneath that.
Yeah.
Was that listed as an accessory, like belts are? The chest?
No. It's listed on the wikis and that as an accessory piece, but
on the card back it was on.
Well, Dynamite Tiger, hey buddy.
You can see that card. Can you see that? You can see that card.
Yeah, can indeed. Yeah.
I just love the detail they go into, like especially with the artwork using their weapons, and then each of them is using that different weapon, which I just thought was really cool. And if you see here, it's actually the reinforced rib protector, so it's kind of classified as an accessory piece to him.
Ooh.
The wickedly wailing Wolfman. Love it.
Yeah, but the movie star cards are sick.
So his favorite food is Teenage Mutant Ninja Chow. I love it.
Cool. It's crazy. These weren't really released as a movie star card. I don't think Scotty the later releases, but they had the border.
No, you're right there, Dan.
That's cool.
Say that again.
They weren't released on the movie card packaging.
Yeah,
like Razor, that was it? Not the same as the turtle figures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Raza, Toker, and Shredder weren't released. They had the same border.
Oh, they just weren't called movie stars. No,
I think 2024 when they re-released them, they put movie star on them.
Gotcha.
Just for our pizza slices. So you go back to yours, Scotty, for your figure. What would you give him?
Oh man, I like him, but I could improve him. So I'll give him 5 slices.
Okay,
nice.
I'll give him 5 slices.
So I kind of want to look. I think by the end of the year, I want to just have a quick look back at what we've given slices to what characters and just see what's our level of methodology here.
That's right.
Shit.
Question from Dave: have you seen the fur-wearing Razar prototype? I've definitely.
Is that in Fawcett's book? Is that in rad plastic?
Is that in rad? I don't remember.
I think I have. If it is in there. Oh shit!
That sounds wicked.
Is it like a flox?
I think it's like Grizzle or whatever that thing is.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So they went nuts.
I could be wrong. I've been drinking.
I'm going to go a 6 for Raza. I think he's pretty cool.
I would agree with that, Mark, for sure.
But yeah, no, I'm actually going to go look that up and see Raza with fur. And it was a prototype, did he say?
Yeah.
Feels right. I mean, the Secret of the Ooze spawned more than 3 figures because, there was mutations versions as well.
There were, and he's correct. They were really bulky.
Oh, yeah.
Not really to my liking, the mutations line, but still pretty cool.
Probably a good, because all you're going to get is a turtle. Snap like a turtle, and then you're going to get a wolf.
So. Yeah. Well, there was a mini play set too, wasn't there, of the turtle? Of Raza. I think one of those like micro mini play sets.
True.
Wow. So Dave's saying he's not flocked. He's like actually got long fur, like Ooze Law and Motu. That's sick.
I think he's in Rad. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, Daniel.
I'm going to get back so we can. I'm going to be a quick one, guys. I'm going to be a quick one. These troopers.
All right.
You got the heavy hitter.
All right, finished. Yeah, so we've got this one. This is what I call the poor man super shredder for obviously reasons we'll talk about after. But yeah, kind of spewing they made it the same size as the turtles, but obviously packaging reasons. You've already seen how they had to squat normal shredder down. So this one definitely stands a hell of a lot better. I like it. It's a cool looking figure. The purple pops. I'm a bigger fan of one of the other variants, the Euro variant, where it has purple armor. But apparently, reading tonight, the plastic that they used on that purple armor isn't real good. So it actually is known to break over time. Where the one we got is actually pretty durable.
I don't know if you watched Ed's Retro Geek Out, his last episode. He found that purple variant, and to your point, it had a lot of damage on the blades, shoulder and knees and arms.
They used a rubbery plastic. They did with these too, but I guess it was just a better quality. I did hear too that the paint on like the hands were more known to flake off other than instead of our figures. But who knows? I don't think I ever see one in the collection because they are getting pretty pricey. And as you also probably already know, there was another variant where it was black and it was a promotional for Chef Boyardee, I think pasta or something like that. I don't know how you got it, if you had to send away points, eat 1,000 cans of pasta.
I might just, do you want me to just share some photos?
Yeah, if you want. I can show like the weapons first if you want. I'll just say came with obviously a mace, which is the Sinister Spikes. Actually, it's a staff. So yeah, it's pretty cool weapon, I guess, with the jagged edge on the blades and that. But
suits the figure. I mean, I don't. Obviously, Super Shredder was in the film for like 5 minutes, but I don't remember him having a weapon or anything. But
that didn't mutate with him.
From a display perspective, it looks pretty sick. That
because it's got like it's got a big weapon. Looks cool.
Yeah,
and then he also had a shredder communicator, so like the little turtle communicator thing, which I kind of find funny because like the figure was never really in the cartoon line. It's like but it's got technology, so who's he talking back to?
No, exactly.
All secrets, I suppose.
But I think, was that the only way to get that accessory? Because I feel like was that the only way to get that sort of accessory, that cartoon communicator accessory?
Did April have one in one of the variants? I could be wrong.
Possibly, I'm not sure. I just remember when I was a kid, I was using it as in the cartoon play.
But yeah, and then obviously came with these 2 Ooze canisters, which, to be honest, they're pretty shitty looking compared to the ones we got with the Splinter later on. That would have been cool if we got some translucent ones with Shredder, but yeah.
And the movie star ones have stickers on them to make it look like there's ooze inside the canisters.
Yeah. So that would
have been should have done that.
Yeah, because they man. Unless I got a 3D printed copy and someone hasn't done it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure
they're the right ones. They just got lazy.
Yeah, well, like I think even Dave touched on it the last stream. All comes down to paint apps, but really with this figure, it's only 3 different colors if you're lucky. Not even that. black and purple pretty much, and then the rest is all that.
I do like the sort of dry brushing on the helmet though, where it's like black with like silver tips sort of thing.
The little
I think
silver tip. Yeah, 100%. I don't know if I can show that on camera too much. Oh, there you go. You can see it.
Yeah, like I think it would be sick. I think it would be sick if the armor was black with like silver dry brush like that.
Yeah. That would have been definitely.
I didn't get a photo, but there is another variant where the helmet is silver, which with black highlights.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So there is one there. But I also make mention that his belt is a throwing star as well.
Oh yeah.
So on the front of his belt, and it's a spiked jagged belt, and you can't. And that's the only thing that shits me with these figures.
Yeah,
they seem always fall out.
Dimension said it, or someone said it. It's the same as mine. The chest piece, they break off the two plugs that hold the chest piece on all the time. A lot of people just glue them on. So something to look for if you're trying to find one these days complete.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nostalgic Nick. G'day, Nostalgic Nick.
Hey, bud.
Yeah. All right. So if I had to give it a little crack on, so I can get onto the trivia.
I'll show you. I'll show you photos first.
Oh yeah, the photos.
So
don't want to give you the
one of the. Yeah, I will. So that's obviously like the movie star Shredder one.
Yeah.
And then he was also released like Toko and Raza. So there's the two different sort of card backs that came out pretty close to each other. And then you've actually got your European exclusive. So full purple. I love the purple. It looks so much more like the movie.
We can't see that.
Hasn't changed for us, then.
Oh, is it? Damn. Is it still too small?
But
no. Dave, it's just the regular Super Shredder.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Can you see that one?
Got a chance of buying a chest.
No. It's still the regular one.
All right. That's all right. We'll put it on our Instagram and you can have a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what Dean's trying to say is got purple armor.
Yeah.
And then I think they got blue weapons, the Euro one.
They do. Yeah.
And there might be 2 Euros. I'm not 100% sure with Super Shredder if he had the different arms, like the arms kind of didn't articulate. Well, actually, does this one? No, it doesn't. So see how the hand articulates here. I think on some of the Argentinian ones they didn't articulate.
Yeah, but, and like you touched on the Chef Boyardee ones, and I don't really know either what you had to do to get it, but that was a pretty cool looking figure. So that was a mail away.
I know what you got to do now. You got to pay $15.
Yeah, but from my memory, Dave, no, like I don't really remember, like Chef Boyardee as a brand. I don't ever remember those products on supermarket shelves in Australia. So, to the best of my knowledge, we had no chance of getting it.
No. I didn't even hear about that until I was an adult.
Yeah, for sure. Mike, I think I saw TMNT 2 in the theaters. I think I did, but I can't say with certainty. But yeah, definitely. Going to the cinema as a kid, full stop, was a pretty special experience. So I'm definitely with you there.
All right. So
we got Monique enjoying a close up of clean shaven Dan.
Having a good laugh.
Hands off me.
And yeah, Adam, better you than me, mate. I had that shredder for a while. I could not bring myself to pull it off the card, but mate, you did that for me. So that is all good, mate. I hope you're enjoying it.
Nice.
Alrighty.
All right. So I've got some trivia. As I said, for those that weren't here at the start, it's all around the Secret of the Ooze Turtle Movie 2. A lot of probably a lot of questions that have already come up. So for you, Dan and Scott, let's just give the chat a little bit to jump in, and then you guys give your answer. We're not scoring; we'll just have a bit of fun.
Yeah,
but, that's there for you to show when you're ready. We have a nice little slideshow to go through.
Big shouts to Dean with the organised trivia. I love it. I'm excited. I hope I don't embarrass myself too much.
No.
Are we writing them down or shouting them out?
You can shout them out. I trust you not to read the chat because they're probably going to get them all. But there are some trickier ones in there. We'll see if everyone can get them.
Right, chat.
Get them all. All right. So here we go with the first question. How many Pizza Hut pizzas did the Turtles order while in April's apartment?
Oh God, that's hard.
So are you talking about all the boxes or just that one order?
You watched it yesterday, and now your brain's going to be just all over the place.
I don't remember them ordering pizza from April's apartment. I remember them rocking up to April's apartment with the pizzas that Keno was delivering. But they actually ordered.
Got 5, none, 8, 6. They were from Papa John's. Who's Papa John?
But I don't. Is this a trick question? Because I don't remember them ordering.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they ordered them. I mean, look, Adam.
Right, so what's your answer? The chat's going. We started off pretty hard.
I'm going to stick with my first instinct. I'm saying none because I remember Keno delivering pizzas.
Yeah.
Then he gets into a stoush with the foot, and then the Turtles rescue him, take the pizzas, leave the money, and cruise back to April's pad. So I'm going to say none.
Yeah.
Dan?
None.
There you go.
Oh.
There was no Pizza Hut in the film. The pizza was from Roy's Pizza.
So do we win still?
So do I win?
Technically,
do we get it right for a completely wrong reason to what I thought I was right for?
I just wanted to put you completely off by putting both Pizza Hut and Domino's. Yeah.
For those some wizardry right there, man.
Yeah. The first TMNT movie got Domino's branded merchandise in the movie, but Pizza Hut won the merchandise rights out of the movie. So just
they're all plain boxes, weren't they?
I will call that a win for Adam because he said none. All right, next question. True or false? Right. When cleaning her apartment, April O'Neil grabbed a stack of magazines and comic books. The top book on the pile was an early issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Is this true or false?
Oh man,
I kind of did warn you. I had some good fun with this.
And this is in Secret of the Ooze.
This is in Secret of the Ooze.
Okay, no, just because the cartoon pics are just like making me.
They're all gonna mess with your head.
Fucking.
I'm gonna say
it's designed that way.
There wasn't even books.
I'll go false. There's a lot of trues in the chat though, so
there's some falses.
I'm going true.
Not true. All right. It was true.
Oh, no way.
Comic. So, it can be identified by the color panel, but the exact issue was not able to be identified in the quick moment it could be seen. So,
wow.
How fun is that?
I love how they did little stuff like that in the film.
Even back then.
I watch the movie again.
It's such a big thing now to have 1,000 Easter eggs in a movie, but back then it wasn't that. Yeah.
Dude, I can watch Easter egg videos on YouTube sometimes and just be like, this is amazing.
Shout out to the chat. I think 90% of you guys got that right then. All right, what do we got next? 3 of the 4 actors inside the turtle costumes for the movie also appeared in scenes with cameo appearances. Which turtle actor didn't get his face shown in the movie? I covered that up.
Raphael.
I'm going to say Donatello.
Let's see the chat. What's the chat got? 3 of the 4 actors inside the turtle costumes appeared in scenes as cameos. We've got a Leo. We've got a Leo, Raph, and Donnie. 3 Leos. Another Donnie. Oh, this one's got everyone going.
What did you say, Dan? Raph,
yeah.
Leo, a little bit more on Leo's side. Just give it a second.
I thought Leo did get a cameo.
Oh, wait, I'm not saying nothing. Do I get extra points for saying it? Which ones? Like what cameos?
All right, let's have a look. Who didn't appear? That was Raphael.
Oh, there you go. Dan, you're the only one that got that. Like, no one else in the chat got it either.
Someone in chat got it. I think one person in chat got it.
Oh, did they?
Probably my wife. I
don't think there was any.
I can't see anyone who said Raph. That's awesome.
You stay on
All
chat.
Right, you're crushing me, Dan. I need to get my
crushing
shit
the crusher. Crushing the crusher, Dan.
That's right.
All right. Cowabunga was the one catchphrase the Turtles used frequently. A cartoon character who also used that term a lot made a cameo. Who was the character and what item did they appear on? Cowabunga. Might have gone too hard. I should have started with what's Raphael's first name.
Do you have any idea, Dan?
Yeah, I'm going through the question again. I'm having a hard time understanding.
A cartoon character. So, as in like a non-TMNT cartoon character.
Yeah, a non-TMNT.
I mean, I'm not just saying this because Adam chimed in, but like my first thought with Cowabunga was Bart Simpson, but I could not tell you what he appeared on in the film.
Everyone's probably. I'm giving it to Adam because most people are probably Googling by now, but it was Bart Simpson
on the cover.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I was thinking someone had to say it, sort of thing. So I was waiting for verbal.
It's obvious in hindsight, but
yeah. I did not know it until I started putting together this trivia. Like it took a while to like come up with some questions, but I was just like, what? And I had to go back every time because you just can't trust the internet.
Yeah.
You're trying to check it and you got to go watch it in the actual clip and you're pain in the ass. But good job, Adam. Smash that one, mate. Nice. What is the full name of the company that produced the Ooze mentioned in the title? What is the full name of the company that produced the Ooze?
So does TGRI not count?
No.
Full name.
Techno. I'm having trouble with the word G.
I made this here too. How are you, bud?
Ollie. Hey, buddy.
Better late than never, buddy. Or in the fun stage at the end.
Ollie, any answers to this one, mate? We need help. What is
I know
the
it's Techno Research Industries. I'm struggling with the G. Global. There we go. Techno Global Research Industries.
Is that right?
Oh, international.
International.
Adam's got. I could be wrong here.
Techno Global Research. I don't know if I can give it to him. It took a little while. It could have been some Googling. No.
Hey, no. I did.
You got anything, Scotty? Dan?
Huh?
You got anything, or are you going to go with what?
Anything that I throw in now will just be copying Dan or Adam. So
yeah, I said Techno Global Research Industries.
Global Research Industries.
Boom.
Dan, you're crushing it.
Got you, Adam.
Google. I apologize, Adam. Good work. He's screaming at me on the couch now. TGRR.
I must admit, I looked that up last night because I was looking at one of the canisters going,
one of my things there. You can't see it, but after Shredder drank the canister of Ooze and mutated into Super Shredder, what animal did he mutate into? The bonus question, what's the name of the professional wrestler that was inside the Super Shredder costume? You should be able to smash this one.
I mean, we touched on this previously that Kevin Nash is the actor, but what animal did he mutate into in the film?
Yeah.
Is there a post-credit scene that I've never seen?
What other wrestler name did he have? He was Diesel.
Diesel.
He didn't have an animal name at any stage?
Oh.
No.
It's not a trick question like that? As in, like, he was the leader of the Wolf Pack in, like, NWO in Red. No. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so we're not going there with it.
Big steroid-induced animal?
So what animal? What animal did he mutate into?
Gym junkie. No, man.
Everyone's got the Kevin Nash, correct?
But I just watched a movie last night, and I don't recall Super Shredder turning into an animal.
So what's your answer?
Kevin Nash.
Your answer to what animal did he mutate into?
He didn't. He didn't. Mutate.
No animal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bigger human with more metal spikes and armor, played by Kevin Nash.
This is some trickery right here, man.
I know some black magic on us. Yeah, some mind tricks. I mean,
All right.
yeah, we looked at the Playmates figure, but the NECA Super Shredder is pretty freaking awesome.
That is perfect. And that's the reason I like the European purpley one. I'm sorry I couldn't show you guys, but it just represents the Shredder a little bit more, I think. All right, who directed the film?
Oh, shit, I believe name. It wasn't the first dude.
The dude's surname is Pressman, I believe.
Matthew Pressman? Matthew? Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm not right, but I think.
All right.
Pressman? David Pressman?
David Pressman. Come on, chat.
Yeah, chat's getting a bit stuck too.
Chat, help us out with the Google.
No, Google.
Don't Google. Google.
I'm going with Matthew Pressman. I don't think that's right.
All right, so you got Matthew Pressman, and Scotty, you've got.
I'm going Michael Pressman.
Because Scotty said.
Yeah, well, look, I came up with the surname myself.
Pressman.
There we go. I didn't lock it in.
Did you say Michael before Scree put that up then?
No, I said it. I followed Scree's lead, but I only did that because I came up with the surname myself.
Nick was close. Guy behind the camera.
I stole his surname, so.
Corey Feldman was the voice of Donatello in the first and third movie in the franchise. Who filled in and voiced the character in this film, and why was Feldman not there?
Drugs.
Was it Brian Tocci? Or am I thinking of Leo?
I don't know.
And Feldman was basically on a bender, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's the only thing I'm getting right. I don't know the other one. But yeah, he was...
No.
Whoa, really? Ollie, coming in hard.
Just
Damn.
Just tell us how you really feel.
So yeah, most people got the second part of it right. Yeah, Feldman was in rehab for substance abuse. So who filled in and voiced the character?
I'm just going to say Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I could be wrong.
That was close.
I think you're probably wrong.
Who did you have, Scotty?
I said Brian Tocci, but I don't know if I'm thinking of one of the other turtles.
It was Adam Carl.
Adam Carl, okay. There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
And I'm like,
the filler-in man. That's right.
That's about all he's done. About all he's done. All right. What was the secret of the... Sorry, guys. Some of my pictures have not come out as great on this than they were. But what was the secret of the Ooze as explained in the film? So we definitely touched on this already as well.
So the secret of the Ooze, as it sort of also from what we spoke about before, was, you know, I believe in the original script, the secret of the Ooze was that the Ooze was alien in origin, but obviously that whole thing was sort of chopped out. So I think
I love in the comments.
Yeah, I know the secret was a dodgy plot. Yeah,
green goo.
Green goo. I think the way you look at it in the film is the secret of the Ooze was that it was, you know, it was an accident. It was, you know, an accident caused by TGRI that led to the, you know, mutation of the Turtles and Splinter. Bit of a shitty secret, but
yeah. So the secret of the Ooze was the Turtles' origin, pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's how the movie would have explained it. I know, like, we went on to the alien thing, but I think it was basically 15 years before. Something fell off the back of a truck, went down the sewer, and I guess that was the secret they had that whole time, where they came from and why they were the way they were. And like
Was it
Scott
they were an
touched
accident?
on how they were disappointed.
Yeah.
Like Donnie was disappointed. So I guess that's what the secret was. But yeah, I would have liked it to be aliens, and that would have been cool.
Oh,
Shit.
right. It's the Mutron shit, yeah.
Secret was who made it? TGRI.
I think we got that right.
Oh, yeah, well, it was on the canister when he put it together and he showed it. Splinter. Yeah.
But if you go back and look at all the movie posters and all the stuff that came out before, they never put TGRI on any of the canisters.
No.
Right? It was always left off.
Scene where he showed the stuff.
And we've covered it, but that was it was built up as what is the secret of the use, and the secret of the use was boring. So
it's pretty crazy that like the title of the film was like something that really wasn't, really fleshed out in the movie because the script changes. But
Adam's smashing this, by the way.
Adam's doing it.
So what giant mutated flower did TGRI cleanup crew and as well as an undercover Foot Clan soldier find? So I think
this one I know. This one's a dandelion. Yeah.
Yeah. This one should be an easy
one. Come on,
Dean.
This is so easy, dude.
Sunflower, Scree, you're out. Strike one.
Get out of here, Scree. Imagine the size of that sunflower. Would have been the size of the
Oh, we got another sunflower.
Sunflower.
Oh, Nick, come on.
Dandelion.
Come on, guys.
I didn't expect this out of you, Nick.
Dandelion.
That's so cool.
It looks sick as well. I mean, like, it kind of looks like it's made out of paper, but it's still pretty awesome. It's
I love when they snapped it. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah. One of Dimension X posts, his missus made him like a life-size version of a giant. Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. What is the name of the scientist in the movie?
This one I know. Jordan Perry.
All right. Give the chat time.
I can't answer this now because...
is that right, bro?
Well, I forgot his first name.
Or is it
I was going to say Dr. Perry. But,
my pictures aren't putting you off at all?
I'm going Dr. Perry, but I think it is Dr. I can't even remember that character's name from Futurama or Simpsons.
Isn't that Dr. Fring in The Simpsons?
Is it Doctor?
Scientist. Doctor, right?
Jordan Perry, 90210 and an NBA star in one.
Doctor Who.
I love when they find names like that too.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Professor Jordan Perry.
Oh, Professor.
He wasn't a doctor.
You're all wrong.
Damn.
And that is a sick figure as well.
It is cool.
Is that a NECA figure, is it?
What was the official release date of the movie in America? Come on, our American friends. Which back then would be a different day to Australia because that's how they did it back then.
I'm just gonna have a stab. I think
it's a month and year. Month and year.
The official release date. Yes, please.
I'm gonna say March 21st, 1991.
March 21st, 91. I think you got the year right. Actually, I can't remember. I can't see it.
Is it if whoever's closer gets a point?
Sure.
I'll go with March 22nd, 1991.
It's whoever's closer without going over, yeah. What's the chat got? Chat's got March 91, okay.
March, he has changed his mind to November 91. So
has he Googled? All right, here. It was March 22nd, 1991. So
what did I say? Did I say 21st and Dan said 22nd?
Yeah, and Scott, I totally didn't know that.
I wasn't far off.
You fucking brilliant.
I'm amazed that you both got that. Shouldn't have changed you, huh? You're so close.
I got to say, I really like that VHS cover art. Although, like, it's not the the one on the right, like the two with like the turtles in it.
Yeah.
All right. What was the official runtime of the movie?
An hour 28.
Yeah.
In minutes.
Do I have to say seconds, or is that okay?
What is it in minutes?
88 minutes.
What did you say?
I said 84.
84. What did you say, Scott?
88 minutes.
88.
Got
And
some
the chat is
movies.
saying 1 hour 27 minutes.
Wait, this is a trick. You said official runtime. This isn't counting the credits, is it?
Yes.
Runtime counts credits, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Most people are saying 80, 87, 88. Too long.
Ollie's just straight shitting on it.
He's just
Damn, Ollie.
hour 47.
Jesus.
What's that in minutes?
That's 107 minutes.
All right, guys. 88 minutes to be exact.
I'm coming back. Coming back.
One back. A lot of everyone. Pretty close from everyone. Jewel with 90. Pretty
Not
close.
far off.
Very close.
Depends on when you stop it, hey. You get that black screen at the end, you just pause. Vanilla Ice performed what song in the movie?
Ninja Rap.
Ninja rap.
Oh,
Keep going.
Go.
Go Ninja, go Ninja.
Dude, look at the hair on him.
Go Ninja. Ninja Go. Ninja Rap. Ninja Rap. YMCA. Scree has to get locked out. Scree and Ollie together. Ninja Rap, then Ice Ice Baby. Dandelion. He's got some lag. Dimension X.
Dandelion, yeah, a bit of lag.
Not sure if you covered that. Ninja Rap. Right. Most people are saying Ninja Rap. It was Ninja Rap. Yeah. Who loves it? Look at that. He was on top of the world. He was on top of the turtles.
It's a good song.
What a legend.
Ollie, is that legit? That song was originally written about like the Kawasaki Ninja motorbike? If so, that's like the maddest fun fact ever.
I don't have that in my trivia.
It's so good.
All right. Tokra and Raza are evil mutants. What animals did they mutate from, and what season of the 1987 TMNT cartoon were they in?
Oh.
So,
wolf and a snapping turtle, and they weren't.
Wolf and a snapping turtle. And as far as like animated series, gosh, like it would have to be like the 7th or 8th season, surely. I mean, how many seasons of the animated series were there?
I don't know. I'm not meant to help you.
Yeah. You need to read the question.
Is he Googling?
No. I'm just checking my phone. That was very rude of me. I apologize. What season of the 87 TMNT cartoon were they in?
Adam's gone snapping turtle, a wolf, in 1993. So what season would that be, Adam? So, Ollie's gone 10, question mark.
I'll go with 10. Wolf,
snapping turtle, wolf, and 7. Very late, and the toy Tokra as a lazy animation model. He's not supposed to have knee pads. Okay. Is Dimension X really late?
Yeah, he's late. He's lagging.
Yeah, you're lagging. Sorry, bud. But he's getting them right.
Jeez.
5th season, 7th season. There's a little bonus question, which I just put up. Anyone know the name of the episode?
Secret of the Ooze. I got
Secret
no idea.
All right. Snapping Turtle and Wolf. It was 1993, season 7, for 1 episode only. Dirk Savage, Mutant Hunter.
How good are those? Are they Jim Henson puppets for Toka and Raza?
Look at that shell.
So just good, man.
Insane. All right, getting near the end. Donatello and April are doing what in this scene? Let the chat go first. What is in Donnie's hand? And don't say a white box. You smart asses. Scree.
Pizza?
I mean, pizza is the obvious answer, but
I don't think it is, but
a diamond ring, yeah, could be that time.
He's proposing.
Pizza slice, he's proposing. Scree says, damn it. Creating pottery, a cup of coffee. He's painting her fingernails. I think that's the more plausible one. All right, what about you, Dan? What do you got?
Slice.
Scotty?
I'm thinking
it seems like a weird way to hold a pizza slice. So yeah, I'm gonna go a cup of coffee as well. Like a mug of some type. Just seems like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Having a coffee, tea, mug of water. Who knows? We're just holding an empty cup.
Alcoholic beverage.
Yeah. All right. What kind of stores are the turtles fighting in at the start of the film? What kind of stores?
Sporting goods store and a toy store.
Cool. No, I think it's a sporting goods store.
Toys. Cup of coffee, Jules. Good work.
But there's that bot ball thing, you know.
That's why I'm thinking of the toy there. With that, like, I know it's a sporting goods store. It's definitely a sporting goods store.
Dynamite saying a toy store. Phil's got sports. A Dollar Tree. Is a Dollar Tree like a Walmart, like a $2 shop?
I think a Dollar Tree is like a reject shop. Yeah, or a $2 store.
It could have been like a $2 shop, I suppose, really, by the way. Yeah.
Didn't know that, Tony.
Yeah,
convenience store, butcher. It's like a Goodwill. Sports. Golo. Oh, I remember Golo. They're fighting the wrestling ring at Collecticon. Love it. So I think straight out of the bat, Dan got it right. It was a sporting, and I didn't put the picture there, but there was a toy store sign.
Oh, it was a toy store as well.
Yeah. There was a sporting goods and toy store. So,
but see, why was Kino delivering pizza there?
He wasn't. He seen him across the road. The van's open and ran across.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of funny because they were robbing the store and like with all the lights on. They just had the van open up the front so anyone could see it. Yeah. But no, he ran across.
Who is Michelangelo throwing the ooze canister to in the TGRI lab?
I'm going to say
Donnie, because he hits it with his stick. I remember I was like, why didn't it break?
He put a lot of passion into that at such a young age, Ollie.
Ollie absolutely loved this movie.
Yeah.
We have to have a watch party with Ollie.
Of the first film, not of this one.
I just want to hear him complain the whole time because it'd be awesome.
But like,
just good winners, but
it's good to have differences of opinion in the chat. Like, you know, I'm all for it. So it's awesome.
All right.
I'm saying Donnie. Yeah, Donnie, Statue of Liberty. Yeah, that's it. Adam's got it.
So, it's a bit of a trick question. You only watched it last night, Scotty.
Yeah, well, mate, I told you I'd had quite a few beers.
Oh, yeah. You're probably asleep by this time.
There's a fair chance I might have been.
So what's your answers? Anything?
I'm saying Donnie.
You said it's a trick question, so now I'm going to go Leo.
Okay. The actual answer is no one. Raphael was open, but Mikey was surrounded by the Foot Clan, so he never threw it. The Foot Clan knocked it out of his hand and got it back. So, yeah. Because Raph was like, yo, Mikey, I'm open.
Yeah.
He's like, go long. And then the Foot Clan kicked it out of his hand.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Deano with the classic trick question.
What were the turtles about to do when they stopped for a moment to reflect?
About to tuck into some pizza, I believe.
Snack.
Pizza? Oof. Adam's like, oof. That was too hard. Dimension needs to rewatch. We always need to rewatch. Eat pizza, poo. Hello? I'm like,
hey, Rolando.
I'm like, hello. That's not an answer. Go shopping.
For water remover.
Watch a man in Baywatch. Wicked. What were they doing?
Of course, I'm about to eat some pizza.
They were about to eat pizza, and Mikey goes, wait, we got to stop for a moment to reflect. and they
I
all
could destroy a pizza right now. By the way, oh, what about that opening scene with all the pizzas? Like, just
yeah.
Gives you that warm feel.
Who was the only turtle to use their weapon on someone?
Donnie.
got to be Donnie.
Donnie, what's
He
the
even
chat
gets
thing?
he even gets like the chalk out to like chalk the end of it like a pool cue.
Yeah.
Donnie. Film a movie.
I wonder if that affected some TMT fans, eh? Like, Scree is a big Donnie fan. Like, if you seen him using the weapons in a movie, would you be more likely first time?
Mikey.
Like Donnie.
Who do you think's got the coolest weapons?
Raph.
Like, Raph's my favorite turtle, but to me, Raph doesn't have the coolest weapons.
I like Raph's weapons.
I like Raph's weapons.
I like nunchucks. I think nunchucks are sick.
The nunchucks are what I'd go for, obviously.
Turtle with a weapon. So yeah, you had it straight away. Donatello, it was his bow staff that he used. So he was actually able to hit foot soldiers with it, not just flip them. I watched it. It was when Kevin entered the live stream commenting on the movies that played. That's sick.
That would be interesting, man.
Yeah. We got to meet the man last year, I think it was, yeah.
Lovely one.
Thank you, everyone. That is a wrap on the amazing. And what? Bonus question. What's Raph so happy about here, and why is April busted?
Mikey's throwing him a pizza.
Now, chat, let your imagination run wild. So yeah, good job. I have to say, you need to spruce up on your secret of the Ooze.
I know, we do indeed. But Deano, thank you very much for teeing that up, mate. That was a blast.
Yeah, it was
and
a good
thanks
one.
everybody in the chat for getting involved, man.
Again,
like, Dave's still about 10 minutes behind. That's all right. Still love you, Dave.
He must have bad weather or something there at the moment, because he was fine on the live stream last time.
Raph got what he wanted from April.
Ooh, there's going to be some good ones coming through here.
Yeehaw, you are most welcome, mate. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, awesome, we've been going for a bit over an hour 40, so we'll start to wind it up there. That was an absolute blast. Deano, thank you for organising and preparing that, mate. That was awesome.
No worries. Had some good fun doing it. So
for sure. Secret of the snooze for Crusher after those beers. Exactly. I'm quite looking forward to a snooze after we get done here, but it's been an absolute blast. So yeah, thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us. It's been awesome.
Yeah. I'm a bit like that too, Scott. When I start having a few beers, I get very nostalgic for like nostalgic movies, and I'm like, oh, what can I watch that I just don't have to pay attention to?
Yeah.
You just know it with your eyes closed. You know what's happening.
For sure. I mean, Ollie would disagree.
Do you guys like the trivia?
I do like
more trivia for next time. If you like the trivia, we can bring the trivia in a bit more. I think it's a fun engagement with everyone. You get some great answers.
Definitely. But no, to your point, Deano, like Ollie would disagree with this, but there is something so comforting about that second movie. Like, it just requires no brain meat. Yeah. You can just put it on and just have fun with it, and you know, and just it's not too taxing. So yeah, no, it's all good fun.
Do you guys get the same feel from that movie where you feel like a kid again watching it? Like, you can kind of gives you that warm sort of. It's like watching the Goonies. Goonies gets me like that too. You know, it's one of those movies that you smash as a kid. You can just put on it, and it makes you feel happy.
I love Goonies. Goonies is one of my favorite movies, but I didn't see it until I was an adult. So,
wow.
So Goonies gives me 80s nostalgia because it's just like the vibes of it, but it doesn't take me back to the extent that the first two TMNT movies take me back because you know, I was a kid when I watched them. I rented them. They just take me back to those times. So,
touching on that,
amazing. Didn't see it until an adult.
Yeah. But touching on that, I remember when I started really delving into collecting as an adult, there were so many movies that I remembered as a kid, like the Goonies, and Goonies are a big property, but there were so many other movies I remembered as a kid, and I didn't know what they were called. So doing that research to find out what was that bloody movie, just from one scene or something in my head that I could remember. But a nostalgic, enjoyable time has to be Sandlot Kids to take me back.
Sandlot Kids, for sure.
And Home Alone. Never-ending story. The first never-ending story. Oh my god, I still watch that. That's
funny thing with
I'm so scared of what they're going to do with a remake. Of that.
With Home Alone, Scotty, have you got the original VHS of Home Alone?
Yeah, I got the first two on VHS.
That's got Secret of the Ooze trailer at the start of it.
Does it really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's
could be wrong, but I did see that on something I was looking at.
That was fun, guys.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Alrighty. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Anything else that you guys wanted to mention before we wrap it up, or have we covered it all?
No, just keep your eyes out, guys. Next month we've got something really cool coming. Something different.
Something a little bit different for next stream. So we'll throw around some dates for the October edition of Mutagens and get that scheduled. But definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, and back to our regular. I think we're on 5-week turnaround since our last one, so I think we go back to regular 4-week intervals monthly.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the last one was a Saturday, so a little bit of a rejig as far as timing goes. But yeah, we'll get back to 4 weekly. So 4 weekly would make us, I don't know, the 21st or 22nd of October. So definitely looking forward to that.
Maybe around Halloween.
Yeah, around Halloween. Deano, anything for the guys to look out for on Totally Tailored Retro Hunters? I know you recently dropped your Canberra toy hunt video. Anything else in the works at the minute that you want to plug?
Actually, no, just the last video. Yeah, the last video is going well. Goddamn algorithms, but last night I was like, woohoo, hit 400 subscribers. This morning I had 399. I was like, damn you.
Alrighty, well, on that note, if anyone is still hanging around in the chat and you're not already subbed up to Totally Tailored Retro Hunters, there is a link to Deano's channel in the description below. If we can get one, let's get him back up over 400.
So excited, another little milestone. So I enjoy those little milestones myself. But for videos, yes, a few filmed on their way, but just a new one out last couple of days.
Okay, awesome. Well, check that out, guys, if you haven't already. While you're at it, definitely go give both these boys a follow on Instagram if you're not already following them. Dan is going all in the world of 3D printing and customs and all sorts of cool stuff, as well as collecting vintage toys. So definitely give Dan and Monique a follow on Insta. While you're at it, you can give me a follow as well. Why not? I won't say no to that.
What do you got coming out, Scotty? Anything new coming out?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I am working on a little Halloween episode as we speak.
Nice.
So that's going to be a fun little Halloween themed toy review and, just random, like a toy history around a little sort of a obscure piece that's sort of, in keeping with the Halloween theme. So that's probably going to be a little bit closer to Halloween by the time that's out.
Yeah,
but
nice.
no, I'm still having fun working on that. So keep an eye out for that. But guys, that'll do us. No more plugging, no more spruiking. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Whether you dropped in quickly to say g'day or whether you hung around for the whole show, we absolutely appreciate you. Appreciate you being so active and getting involved with our discussion in the chat. You make it what it is. But with all that said, we'll leave it there. Until next time. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, boys, for joining us.
Thank you, Scotty, for hosting, as always. Thank you, chat, and thank you to anyone who watches the replay of this.
For sure, and we look forward to seeing you next time on the Mutagens live stream. Latest.
Take it easy, guys.